Hello, what's happening?
Happening, girl.
What's happening, boys?
Yeah, right.
Right, we are a little bit annoyed because as you know, a few weeks back, now we've got to take full responsibility
I'm really sorry,
because
guys.
we worked so hard to get back up to date where we was posting
It lasted
literally
about
weekend.
3 weeks.
It lasts about 3 weeks and we're currently now a week behind again.
But it's actually not our fault. It's actually Christmas's
It's
fault.
Christmas's
Because
fault.
the Christmas December fixtures are ridiculous. How can my club be playing 9 games in 4 weeks?
9 games in 4 weeks, and then you wonder why the teams be riddled with injury.
That's why some man's
It's
legs
not right.
is snapping off, hamstrings is like guitar strings.
So here's what it
Hey.
is. But we will. But by the time Christmas reaches, we will be caught up because naturally, because there's so much I can't even speak.
Oh God.
Midweek games, additional fixtures. We'll have to clump it together. So don't worry. By January the 1st,
Yes.
fixtures.
We got live reporting for January the 1st as
Yeah,
well. Where are we
don't
going?
worry. Special one, mic'd up edition might have to be.
Oh.
Oh,
No, because the language will be so
every
terrible.
minute, beat.
Because we are going to Brentford
Arsenal.
at the Techiana.
Yes.
And we sit next to the away fans.
They're going to get it. Those away
We're
fans
also
are going to
with
get
an Arsenal fan.
with an Arsenal fan who's also going to get it.
It's not good.
It's not looking good,
It's not looking good.
But so come January 1st, we'll be caught up back on normal schedule. However,
we are going to go back. I think this is game week 12 because we are currently in 14?
No.
I think we're in 14 right now as we speak. So I believe
we're in 15 right now. Game week 15 this is.
So we are talking about game week 13.
Yes.
Right.
Tell you what.
This game week started off really poorly.
Really, actually abysmal. I was really irritated.
Actually, no, it didn't. I thought this was the week I missed the fantasy deadline. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
You're a week ahead of yourself.
Don't worry.
So it started off South Coast Derby, Brighton, Southampton.
I thought Southampton were going to get absolutely barbecued.
I tell you what, though,
I thought they were going to be
having this debate for the past 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, we keep saying it. There is no one that it has worse playing out from the back than Southampton. Put anybody from the top 4 flights of football.
English teams.
Yeah,
no one.
Put all 4 flights of football. I'm telling you,
no one does it worse than Southampton.
It's impossible. You will not see any worse than Southampton. I promise you.
Never in this life.
It's really. You see how Sheffield United was last season.
It's worse.
Southampton said, "Yeah, hold on a minute. You ain't seen this yet.
Hey, hang on. 5 at the back and we'll
still." So actually, for them, 1-1 is actually a decent.
1-1 is a win,
considering
it's a win.
Yeah,
you might as well beat them 3-0.
Because the way they carry on, you actually could potentially concede about 6 to 7 goals every week.
For real.
And it's not good enough.
But Brighton caught the really poor defensive bug because then they started to act up too. I said, whoa, Brighton.
It wasn't looking good at all.
Swindon scored a banger though.
He did.
Absolutely laced it.
Right. I tell you what, so we're going to Saturday. Saturday
I didn't know where to look from.
Festive, if I ever did see festive, right? Start off early doors, G-Techers.
G-Techiana.
Can I just say,
we know there's goals.
Let me tell you something now. Any neutral that wants to go and see exciting football
for a good price,
go
to the
that's
G-Tech.
Not extortionate and it's a nice stadium, go to the G-Tech.
They also have really nice food there.
Nice food, yeah. Don't piss off my club. So let me tell you something now. You're not going to Brentford and getting no boring game. Look at the scoreline.
Liverpool, it's something mad like 30-something, 20
highest
something goals. I think high
scoring ground in the Premier League.
I said, wow.
Number 1. Number 2, Brentford are also unbeaten at home.
It's giving fortress.
Yeah. You don't want to rock up to the G-Tech at this moment.
Especially with that back line that Leicester's got.
Oh, wow. Right. And that's where I was going to get to. So let's talk about Leicester.
Well, they actually went 1 up.
Yep.
And it was actually really poor from Brentford. Because I think it was Ethan Pinnock got absolutely bullied by Jamie Vardy. Bullied. The man just threw him over for fun. I said, that's really rude, Jamie, what you're doing. That's really inconsiderate of my players. Jamie. Fizzed it across the box. Buonanotte put it in. It was very much good night. Or did you see what I did there? Buonanotte.
Ha, ha, ha. Big lollers. Learn think she's so funny.
I'm so banter. It lasted about 3 minutes.
it lasted exactly 4 minutes was how long it lasted. Johan Wissa.
Also, I'd like to take this moment to do some apologies from both of us.
Go on then.
For our really poor journalism skills.
Why?
Because we've been crying, saying AFCON is coming.
Oh, this guys, you're going to die laughing. We have been saying with confidence that
I've been pulling my
this...
hair out, saying I'm going to have to take Salah out because AFCON is coming.
Literally, we've been stressed out saying how we're going to manage because AFCON's next week. AFCON is, what do we say, the 20-something of December, 18th of December. We've been saying this with chess for months. For literally AFCON. 3 months we was AFCON. Oh,
we're also getting gas because we were like, AFCON coverage.
Then we was also saying, oh mate, why are they doing the qualifiers so late?
Yeah,
why are they doing qualifiers in September and October? The competitions in December. That make no sense.
Well,
it's
on the phone to me father.
I was on the phone to me dad.
And he ever so kindly informed us. So what the hell are you talking about?
What are you saying?
AFCON's next year. I said, no, it's not. It's this year. What are you talking about? I was thinking, it's called AFCON 2025 because it finishes in 2025.
Yeah, no,
do you get it?
It starts in December.
So AFCON is next.
Because we was getting stressed about Brentford have no Mbeumes, no Johan Wissa.
Well,
nobody, right? Well, I take it back. So let me just calm down.
So we just had to put that out there with deep apologies for
about the poor reporting. Sorry.
We won't do it again.
So we can confirm.
We're just new guys.
Right, just calm down. Don't get me started.
Don't beef the listeners.
Right, listeners. Nice to them. Watch your mouth. So we can have panic over because obviously Wissa and Mbeumes will be there. And that kicked us off perfectly because Mbeumes said, short-lived. But we honourable mention of the week.
Whoa, Kevin Schade.
First hat-trick.
You know he hadn't scored since April.
Yeah.
For this.
Crazy. Obviously he's been out with injuries.
Crazy.
But Schade, what a hat-trick.
Naughty hat-trick.
What a hat-trick.
Naughty hat-trick. But. Leicester.
Oh.
Feist. Oh, I feel like I say it every week.
It's the same culprits every
time.
Every week.
He has to get dropped. In January, Leicester have to sign a centre-back. Maybe
because,
2.
They're really going to be in trouble.
Who even plays next to Feist? Vestergaard. Oh, no.
And Vestergaard's an old faithful for them, Vestergaard had been there for a long time.
No, remember he came from Southampton.
Oh, yes, he did, didn't he?
If my centre-back's coming from Southampton, I'm stressed.
Well, then that says it all, isn't it?
I'm stressed.
He never came this window, though, did he?
No, he came like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's been there a little while. But I was going to say, you want to take up defenders from Southampton, well, what outcome do you expect? I've got no sympathy.
Something sinister.
But Schade, serious hat-trick. Excellent play.
Very
and my boy Damsgaard in there. I keep saying
oh my gosh, the ball he slotted to Schade for the first goal. Listen,
Damsgaard's cooking up.
Martin Odegaard could never.
Right, he's going in my fantasy next week, I'm telling you. Damsgaard has to get in there. But I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to sub him out for, but I'm telling you, Damsgaard has to reach for me.
You know the wild card's coming,
Uh-oh.
The end of the wild card.
Yep. We've got like 2 weeks to use it.
Yeah, but I might not even use mine still.
Oh, I will.
But that's not the point.
Don't you worry, I will.
Far from the point. I have to look at my fantasy from this week. It was actually really poor.
Mine was excellent.
Well, it actually wasn't really poor, but it wasn't great either.
I got 70-something.
I got 66.
And I got Strand Larson still to playing right now. Uh-oh.
I'm not talking about this week.
I moved from...
I'm not talking about this week. I'm talking about the week that we're reporting on.
Oh, go and see what I got the week we was reporting on. Go on. Bet you it was better than yours.
86.
Oh,
86. How greedy are you?
Listen to this now. 86.
What place are you in the league?
I've moved up actually significantly. Look
7th.
where I am now. Where was I 3 weeks ago?
9th.
No, 3 weeks ago I was at 9th.
Yeah, you was.
No.
Yes, you was. This is 3 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
He was 9th.
I was 14th.
Where am I?
I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Where am I?
One big scandalous gal.
Where am I?
She's first, but she's going to drop like a stone because she's full of failure.
No, I'm right. That's not a nice thing to say about someone,
I
is
don't
it?
intend to be nice.
Your mother's made it to 2nd.
She's another big fraud.
I don't know how she's done that. That's wizardry, that.
2 big frauds anyway, but it's okay.
She's been very rude to me. I've been up there for the entire season. What are you saying?
So they say. Anyway.
So they say, Sean. Big.
Forest switchers.
Okay, we're going to talk about next week.
Forest switchers. Big lollers.
Samuel, where are you? You're in trouble this week.
Sammy Schmodick.
He's actually in trouble this week because he did clear a chance off the line, But then he actually gave away the penalty, which led to the goal.
And obviously, Chris Wood scores.
Pathetic penalty to give away.
It was really bad, actually, Schmods. We're really disappointed. We can't give you the get out of jail free card today.
No, you cannot.
You've got to be held accountable today, really Schmods. That was poor. That game finished a 1-0.
That game just makes me very upset, because how can the team I hate the most in this league, Nottingham Forest, beat my favourite team?
Your hate for Nottingham Forest is so unhinged.
Because why did they sack Steve Cooper?
Bear in mind, Steve Cooper has now been sacked from Leicester. On top of it, she still can't get over
but at least for Leicester, he was bad. Do you know what I mean?
But Nuno is good for them now, though.
I don't give a toss about Nuno. It was unjust. No, back me right now.
No, it's true.
Back me.
But the fact that she still holds on to this as to why she doesn't like Nottingham Forest is hilarious.
And then also, they beat Liverpool. So I don't like you again.
I don't like them.
And also, they got some weasel up players like Morgan Gibbs-White.
I don't like Morg.
No, none of that, man.
And they bred Brennan Johnson, who's also weasel.
Exactly, like Brennan Johnson came from there. Like one big dirty Jekyll player. Oh my life.
Right.
My hate is justified.
Do you know what game was festive?
Ooh.
Bournemouth Wolves.
Can we talk about Newcastle first so we can get that out of the way?
Oh yes, they get a little skippy from me.
That game was so good.
1-1. I've got nothing to say.
Gehi own goal.
Yeah.
I have Gehi in my fantasy.
Big Lawless -3.
But then he actually got the assist for the Munoz goal, so it cancelled
it out. Yeah, but that game was boring. Schnorrs 1-1.
Yeah, Glazzy was on the floor though.
Glazzy was stressed all the way out.
Glazzy's on
in
relegation. If we need to draw up a league table of managers,
Glazzy's on the brink.
Because certain man, Lopetegui's
top of the list.
No, bottom. He's rock bottom in relegation.
No, in terms of leadership board on who's likely to be relegated.
Right, okay.
Top spot, Lopetegui.
Second spot
is Gary O'Neill. Third spot, Glazzy.
It's not like...
Fourth spot would have been Leicester, but he's already gone now. He's skipped everybody.
He's got
Rude. It's not good enough, really.
No, but okay, let's Wolves Bournemouth.
Ooh, festive, right? This game needs some talking about.
Giving away a penalty in the 3rd minute is ill.
So let's just start by saying, Kluivert has got a hat-trick of penalties.
First time it's ever happened in the Prem.
First time it's ever happened in the Premier League history.
And all that stuff.
Hat-trick of penalties. Excellent penalties.
Yeah, all different. Variation, all that stuff.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about the first.
Let's go through. Let's go
penalty. So number 1 was a foul from Totti. First of all, Totti's hair really irks my spirit. I'm so sorry.
Irks me.
No, because he's got a level 1 blonde. What is
the girl said? Level 1 blonde. Good night.
What is that? You have about 1 millimeter of hair on your head and you've elected to bleach it. How can I even bleach? I feel like you're bleaching his scalp.
Yeah, that's why the brain's not working too correctly.
No, because who goes to ground in the penalty box?
First, straight away, if you're going to ground in the penalty box, you better make sure that the tackle is timed to absolute
channel your inner Conor Bradley.
If you know you don't have the facilities nor the minerals to deliver this type of tackle, just stay on your feet.
Do you know why it's bad?
It's as simple as that. Why it's bad?
He went to ground from behind and tried to appeal to the ref. I said, how ridiculous.
So this is the issue, because you just
Peno number 1.
1-0. Peno 1-0.
Kluivert bagged. Then I was really annoyed.
For me, the other two penalties were even worse for me.
Yeah, but we're talking about Strand Larsen scoring first, because
Strand Larsen did get a brace actually.
Big goals though, big brace, lovely.
First goal, excellent finish.
Was that the header?
Yeah,
that was lovely.
Both goals were excellent finishes actually.
Then, oh my days, Evan Nielsen was giving them horror. I think he won all 3 penalties. I'm pretty sure
he was giving them going
through a tough time.
He was causing a nuisance, but the playing out from the back.
Oh, they didn't even score the next penalty. Kirk scored first.
So that's what I'm saying. So
big goal.
Kirk scored first. This is what we said. In between that, Kirk has scored.
Yeah,
massive goal. Excellent.
He's got a really, really mullety mullet.
Yeah, it's really not a good look.
Anyway,
it's giving Danny Aaron's. Sorry, Turkish, that's bad. But let me tell you, the two
penalties
after that.
I think the last one was the worst.
Yeah, it was. Jose Sarr take the stand immediately.
For real. But also, whoever played I think it was Dawson,
who's
played
also
the back pass to Sarr for the second penalty.
Back passes were so poor, and we talk a lot about.
No, the first one wasn't a back pass. I'm lying. The first Sarr penalty wasn't a back pass. The second one was. The first one, he had the ball at his feet, and Evan Nelson pressured him. He won the ball back, and then you've just kicked out. What are you doing?
Just clean the player out.
What are you doing?
I don't understand.
If I was Gary O'Neill, I would have subbed my keeper.
I would have actually subbed the keeper.
I would have had to.
Because 2 in one game is
who's
crazy
the Wolves'
work.
backup keeper?
God.
Because they need to do something.
So from a defensive point, and this is
Johnson is the backup. I would have had to sub him. I'm so sorry.
But let me tell you something. This is why Wolves are going to become unstuck, because going forward, great stuff. Excellent. But defensively, they are so bad. So bad.
What they need to do is put Ait-Nouri back in the back line. Because this whole playing Ait-Nouri forward in camp is exposing the back. Please put Ait-Nouri back there. I'm sorry. You have to do it. Trust in Cunha and João Gomez and Strand Larsen to get you a goal. Put Ait-Nouri
Let me tell you something. The Wolves have got to sort out that back line quickly. And do you know what? It was unlike Sarr, though, because Sarr is usually quite calm.
Yeah, but there was...
He doesn't really have many...
Evan Nelson got in his head,
but he was rattled. They all look rattled. But Evan Nelson caused them some big problems.
The last penalty was the worst one.
Just completely clean the man out.
He even had the cheek to act like he was injured.
Yeah, you know them ones where it was coming, says, let me just buy myself a bit of time.
I said, no, you have to get up.
It's really awful.
It's really bad.
Really
I've never seen such a thing. When I was watching Gillette and I'm hearing penalty again, I said, surely not. And I was like, oh, it must be 1-2 Wolves. And I heard,
if I was Gary O'Neill, I really would be losing composure.
If I was Gary, no, he was. He sat down and looked at the iPad, and he couldn't even look at the pitch. He couldn't even look at the pitch.
I've got to even look at the iPad. Give me my Apple Pencil, because I need to try and figure out what's going on here.
I would have just put a big cross through the entire thing.
Let's go again on Monday, lads, in training, because this is clearly a write-off.
Sorry, when you get to training, you're running laps.
Yes.
You actually
bleep test you're going to do, because clearly this needs some sort of punishment. This is really abysmal.
Really awful stuff.
Then this
is why Wolves is near the bottom.
Arsenal, West Ham. Now, I just knew this was going to be a long day, because I knew it was going to be
murder for West Ham.
You just can see a mile off it's going to be murder. However, it was a bit tasty, though.
It was a bit tasty.
It wasn't.
The West Ham fans were definitely screaming. The ones that left that 4-0.
The ones that left that 4-0. But but this is the problem, though. 4-0 at half time is just really.
It wasn't even half time. 4-0 at 36.
Where do we go from here?
It was even 5-2
at half time. 5-2 at half time. 7 goals in one half is mental work.
What's wrong with?
I don't know whether
I swear we scored 7 in one half against United that time, or was it 6?
I think it was 6. But what I'm saying is 7 in one half is crazy work. I don't know if that's excellent forward play by Arsenal.
Or really terrible.
Really terrible.
Oh, I can answer that. It was really
both.
Terrible defensive play. It was
really terrible.
From Arsenal.
However, Arsenal's defensive work wasn't the best either, actually. No. Because the 2 little sniffs that West Ham got, he was unable to deal with it at all. So...
They're letting Arsenal score from the set pieces again from the
Arsenal
corner.
Let me tell you. I'm going to Google it after this. I need to know the name of Arsenal set piece coach.
Nicolas
something. Yes. He must be the best set piece coach that has entered the Premier League. That man's doing some sort of
everyone else is stupid as hell, because I'm not being funny yet. I've watched a couple of these Arsenal corners. They do the same thing every time. So if you, as a set piece coach, cannot work out how to... Let me tell you something.
To be fair though, they do execute it with perfection.
They do.
So it's all well and good saying it. Yeah. However, but to execute it the way they do, pretty much every corner they get is a blatant attacking threat.
Yeah. Can I put my manager's hat on? Can I put my coaching hat on? Can I? Right. So basically, if I was a set piece, a defensive coach, yeah, and Arsenal's got a set piece, a corner coming my way, here's what I'm doing until they start to change up. Because the thing is, it's basically been the same corner every time.
Pretty much.
Just they line up differently. They either cluster or they line up in a line. what you do is you don't zonal mark the front post. That's what you don't do.
Yep.
And for some reason, that's what everyone seems
You've
to
got
do.
to track the
zonal
man.
mark
How can you zonal
post.
mark the space when the players are running all over the gaff?
But the players start the run from behind. So if you zonal mark the front post, you're not watching the back stick.
That's what I'm saying. How can you see the run that's coming from behind you?
You have to man mark that corner.
Right.
You have to. And if you are going to zonal, you zonal from the penalty spot back.
Yeah,
you don't zonal, because then you can see the players running past you. If the players have run and you can't see them, I always thought
that if you're zonal marking the front post, you're facing the player that's whipping the ball in from the corner. How on earth can you see the run behind
and that's why you concede every. They're expecting to be able to. What the thought process is that the defenders are going to be able to get up to clear the header before the attacking player gets there. But you don't know where
he's coming from. That's the thing. It doesn't make any sense to try and defend zonally against those ridiculous
zonal
corners.
Marking is actually the worst thing zonal marking in the anyway. Game.
That's one thing I will say. I like old school man marking. Yeah. The amount of goals we see in Premier League football now, where players you're just losing your man all the time. You're so busy ball watching.
Well, you don't have
and looking at the space. You're not even how many times you see a player just sneak over a man's shoulder,
exactly.
And by the time they're making contact with the ball, now you've just turned your head to see where the player is. You could even
be watching the man the whole way, and you still, if you do not keep an eye on your player, you're gonna lose them. So just make it easy from the start.
Keep it simple. Man mark the players out of the game.
Not to take anything out of Arsenal, away from Arsenal.
Because it's excellent by Arsenal.
I'm sorry, pause. They're doing a bullseye Christmas special.
Oh my god,
guys! I love
bullseye. I love bullseye.
The only thing I love more than bullseye is golden balls.
I love golden balls also. Good TV show. Anyway,
sorry about that.
Yeah, the point is, Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, Arsenal do execute, but can I just say as well, honourable mention, Saka's delivery on a corner is absolute perfection every time. If you're an attacker, the whip and the weight of the ball, the whip of the ball, he gets it like bang in the penalty spot, or like bang in the middle of the foot. Even on his weak foot. Every time. That must be an attacking player's dream. All you've got to do most of the time is make some sort of contact with the ball. Like, when you see the delivery is so perfect, you just need someone to make contact with the ball.
Yeah, it just needs to
as long as it's not your hand, we're going to go.
Yeah, 100.
Like, literally, it's the delivery is so perfect 100. And even Declan Rice's delivery from the other side, it's actually not too bad at all. But Saka's specifically perfection every time.
Then Trossy scored, and that was just pathetic defending.
Bad.
Pathetic defending. I can't even go even further than that because it was just so abysmal.
Bad.
I wanted to start crying. Then you're fouling Saka in the box.
Give away the penalty.
How many times am I going to say, defender, stay on your feet in the box?
Stay on your feet in the box. There's too much reckless challenge just flying everywhere.
Sorry, not even the greatest defender in the world can slide in the box and it's not going to be a penalty. The benefit of the doubt always goes to the attacker. Always.
You could make 9 times out of 10. Number one, the attacker's going down. The contact could be as minimal as possible. Anywhere else on the pitch, it's not being given.
Of course not.
But the minute that the attacker even feels a breath on their shoulder, they're going to ground.
Of course they're going down.
So anyone that's not even attempting to stay on their feet, well, you're just asking for nonsense to go on. So
and it's Arsenal. A lot of VAR goes you their way.
I can't pity you. Just, it's ridiculous. So I wasn't surprised by that scoreline at all.
No.
Havertz snuck on the goal sheet.
Oh my god, that was actually even the worst defending. It was so bad. I actually have to discuss. Max Kilman, take the stand. Maximilian, take the stand, bro, because that was. The man has. I don't even understand. The man has tried to take.
I don't actually know. The man has tried to take the
ball down. It's come over the top, one over. It's just him and Havertz. Yeah, where's the rest of the back line? I'm confused.
God knows.
You're in the right place because you're running beside him. The ball is nowhere near come down, and you've tried to stretch your foot out to take the ball down on the top.
This is what I mean when I say you have not got the minerals.
But even if you make contact with the ball in that situation, you're able to take it out. You're falling because you're already horizontal to take the ball down. So you're going to be on the floor, and Havertz is going to win the ball anyway.
The thing is, but the fact that you even think you're going to get that ball down on the touch clean and be able to clear it away from the attacker. Do you think you're Mohamed Salah? Do you think you're Luis Diaz?
I'm confused. I'm really confused.
I need to know what type of minerals you think you have in your locker, my friend, because you do not have the XP to do that.
You don't.
You don't have the facilities, and you've showed this time and time again. You've got some of the worst defensive display this season. You think you've got the capabilities to do this,
and we know Kai Havertz.
So come on, we need to be realistic. No, we need to be realistic with our expectations.
But he's going to score every time.
Even brain dead Kai Havertz is scoring.
Of course, it's just him and the keeper. Come on now.
And then
another penalty. This
again
to me was not a penalty. This is when they try to say Fabianski punched Jesus in the face. Not Jesus, punched Gabriel in the face.
I don't know about that one.
Now, there's some form of wizardry. This is what I mean when I say VAR goes Arsenal's way.
And then they'll be crying about agendas.
Agenda, my foot. There was some form of dictatorship being occurred in the ground, because there's no way that Fabianski punched that man in his face.
Impossible. He's punched him.
He's got eyes on the ball, first of all. So immediately he's not watching the man. So I feel like immediately that is not a foul. He's got eyes on the ball. He goes like to punch it. He actually misses the punch of the ball. The ball comes down and smacks Gabriel in the face. And that's why he goes down. He's gone, oh, they can't see my diagram, but it's okay. So the ball's coming like this. Fabianski's gone to punch it, miss. Gabriel's face is like this, and it's gone douche and smacked him in his head.
So what's it got to do with the goal? Someone tell me, why is it a penalty?
Please, I need to know.
Because this is why I say that Arsenal fans, they get me aggravated, because you can't sit there and say to me about agendas and the referees and rare. And this is the type of penalties you're getting given. Mm-hmm. How greedy are you?
How greedy is that?
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
It was not even a penalty.
Not impressed with that.
But then cheeky little West Ham thought they could do a little. They gave the fans hope, even though the fans was leaving at 4-0 down. It's okay, Wan-Bissaka. I never see you do all that at Man U.
But he did it again the other day against Newcastle. I said he's got a little okay.
I said sorry, Wan-Bissaka.
Okay, Aaron.
Sorry.
All right, sorry.
And then, Emerson scored a naughty.
A little filthy goal. A little filthy goal. Don't tell me Jazzy Bizzle scored.
He's actually got the assist.
Who scored?
Souček.
Oh, Souček again. Sorry, guys. Quick interval. Live update.
In El Sacchio.
In the El Sacchio. No. BBC Sport have got to be stopped. The names that they be coming up with are absolutely comical.
The El Sacchio is sinister.
El Sacchio is basically the battle of who's going to get sacked between Lopetegui and Gary O'Neill.
Right now, it's giving Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill is giving. Not Gaza.
Love Gary.
I love him. He's the best one.
Any
hoozles.
Emerson scored a naughty free kick. I said,
oh, that free kick was excellent.
Yeah, TT is giving Trent.
I said, oh, okay. But obviously,
where was all this vim when you was 4-0?
Oh, and this is what I mean. These type of teams are mad. I don't understand. I don't get how they come about it, how they do it.
How does it take you going 4-0 down to come with some sort?
But this is the same team that done up Newcastle the week previous.
Not even the week. It was about. They played on Monday, so there's just 5 days later.
No consistency with these type of teams at all. You just
I can't be the fans of these types.
No. My blockers I'd be on beta blockers, mate. I can't even be doing it. There's no way.
It's really bad.
Right, then we went on to Sunday, big blockbusters.
Oh my gosh, so much goals.
So much went on.
Let's start with the dusty one.
Tottenham
Fulham.
I expected a draw, to be honest with you.
Tottenham's so inconsistent.
The most inconsistent team in the league right now.
They're so inconsistent.
Only Tottenham would literally do up City for fun.
Lose to Ipswich
and draw to Fulham. Huh?
Does that make a lick
What are you saying?
What is that? I'm confused.
So, boy, I was just like, I don't know what to say here.
I mean,
Tom King.
Brennan's goal was okay.
Brennan, yeah, I don't want to talk about him. A little rat bag.
Our favourite evergreen footballer.
Evergreen. That man is invincible.
Tom Cairns.
He'll be playing football in 2040, mate.
100%.
Tom Cairns. But Tom Cairns had a bit of a, moment because he scored a lovely goal, then he's also been sent off.
Yeah, he scored a belter of a goal. He watched it the whole way.
Said,
yes,
over.
Tom Cairns.
But then, oh dear. You've got to come off the pitch.
Really feral challenge.
Really bad challenge.
He's literally, the hot starter's gone down the entire lower leg.
Yeah, go.
He even tried to say, no. I said, listen, Tom.
Don't lie.
Don't
Ref
do
just
that.
said,
you've got to go.
Don't even speak.
It was really bad.
It was really, really bad challenge. And Marco Silva was pissed
down
off.
The entire
Marco Silva was so pissed off.
Because why are you doing that?
What
80
are you doing
minutes?
That for? At 80 minutes, there's not any need for that. At 80
Your
minutes,
defense ain't even that bad.
1-1. You don't need to do all that carrying on.
It was too much.
So that's not good, really, is it?
No, not at all.
Then we went to, what do you want to do? Are we going to go Chelsea? Or are we going to go United? United. Okay.
The two ops of the league was playing each other. You know, all I want is a 0-0 from this, really.
I want a big fat 0-0 because I hate
1-1 to bust a clean sheet.
Yeah, I hate the Ev, and United is just the most vile club in football.
But it was Ruben's first win, Mr. Amorim.
But you know what? I do like Amorim.
Yeah,
Take it separate from United. I respect him as a manager. I like that he's come with his own philosophy. I like that he doesn't seem phased as to try and be like, do you know what? I've got to try and make this work here.
Yeah, word.
All I'd say on that situation is I genuinely hope they back him. And I hope he gets rid of some of these weasels that are stinking up the club.
Some weaselly up players. You know?
And that brings us on to nicely. Rash Beans. Bag the brace.
Yeah.
Right. What do we have to say about that?
Where have you been, Raz? Rash?
Where have you been, Beans? Because this is my problem with Rashford. And this is why I have a dislike for the man. Because he is one of them ones where we all know he's the king of the Instagram post. Although he don't even do the Instagram post no more.
You can't.
You don't even do the post no more. But he went for a period of time where he'd do this, he'd have a cycle, play bad, cry on social media and try and play the victim.
I'm sorry.
And then come out. I'm sorry. Sorry, I couldn't give more. We're heartbroken. But every week, and then you go the next week and you see the same thing again, and it would be an ongoing cycle to the point where it's like, bruv,
I told you he's run out of material.
But my problem with Rashford, which is the problem I've had for the past 18 months or so, I would say, plays when he wants to.
Yeah. Too much of this, I don't really feel like kicking balls.
Plays when he wants to, because I can't see anything different
from the Rush that we knew
from the Rush, like in terms of, unless there's something major that's gone on behind the scenes. I can't understand how. Okay, you're playing in pretty much the same team. I'm talking about we've talked about the end bit of Ten Hag to now. He just random. Like, it's like, say you're looking at a stretch of 5 games with Rashford. You'll have one game out of that 5 where bag a brace, look electric. Everyone will be like, oh, look, this is like the old Rashford we'd seen. This is the Rashford we'd seen 2-3 years ago. And then you'll play 4 more games after that and you'll be like, yeah, he's missing. You're ready to drag him at half time.
Like,
I just don't get how we go from one to the other so often. I don't understand it.
It's because he plays when he wants to.
And for me, that's poor attitude.
Of course it is.
Really poor attitude, if you ask me.
But he's poster boy, so you can't...
Is he poster boy anymore, though?
Is there really?
Because I feel like a lot of Man United fans that I've spoken to have had enough.
He was poster boy, I should say.
A lot of Man United fans I've spoken to have had enough. Kobe Mainoo's the new poster boy.
Yeah, but only because he got injured, then he was suspended.
Yeah. But I think even a lot of Man U fans have had enough of Rashford and been like, do you know what? In terms of experienced players, in terms of players that should be able to dig in for the club, you should definitely be one of them, and you're just not. The same way I feel like a lot of United fans have had enough of Bruno. And I hear it.
I can't.
Very rarely do I agree with United fans, but on that one, I hear it.
I can't stand
him. Can't stand them. But them two are the type of two that need to get out of the club. Get them out.
Offload them now.
Get rid of them. They're horrid.
If they go, I'm not looking at Man U and thinking, right, they're going to struggle.
Because them type of players are the problem at clubs like Man U.
That's your captain and your vice, bro.
It's horrible stuff that they do. I can't stand them.
Zaxi also got a brace. He had the cheek to be doing up Gunfinger celebration.
Gunfinger. I said what? Been? Now you want to be doing up Modern Warfare because you did like a brace. Lazy. Get off, Xerxes.
Play Rasmus and stop this madness.
Stop it. Stuff like that that's getting me all the way aggravated. That will get me aggravated. Word. Don't bother come and start doing some big piece of showboating because you get a brace. I'm not going to see you for 6 weeks now.
6 weeks, 6 months.
I'm going to see you now.
You haven't scored since the first day of the season.
That's the problem that I don't like.
Have some respect.
Don't just humble yourself. Word. And when you're doing all that showboating, Make sure you're delivering consistency. Don't bother me doing that and run up in a crowd and do all this type of excitement. And then I'm not going to see you for 7 weeks. About 58 working days I'm not going to see you for. I've got time for it.
They make me ill.
Get me away from them.
Everton was really poor
defensively though.
Man, you weren't even that good.
Everton's another one, really very inconsistent at the moment.
Do you know who had a poor game, and we don't say it often? Branthwaite.
Yeah.
He was at fault directly
had a
for
bad
2
time.
goals.
Yeah, he was.
Ooh,
he was.
Jared.
He had a stinker.
And we don't say that often.
But you know what? He almost gets a pass because it's very rare. He clearly had an off day because that is not like him.
No.
At all.
Give the ball away in an absolutely pathetic position.
Really poor. Poor by his standard.
And he took the dirty deflection for the first goal.
So that was that. Chelsea 3-0 on Villa. I got something to say about Chelsea.
I got something to say about Villa.
What I've got to say about Chelsea is Chelsea, I think, are the massive underdogs here.
100. Bro, they're second in the league.
Yeah. And my thing with Chelsea, I said this a few weeks back. Chelsea, we could always see the potential. But what I like is that he doesn't seem to be chopping and changing too much. The thing is with Maresca, he was in a hard position because you kind of had to chop and change to figure out, okay, what is that? I've got all these players.
About 50 million
what
players.
Is the actual best formula here that then suits what I'm trying to do? I think going forward, it seems to be a bit more comfortable. They find a bit more balance in their attacking play.
I think they're quite blessed in terms of with their forwards, especially their wingers. You can kind of spin out those 4 wingers as much 4, 5.
Literally.
Because Neto, Sancho, Madueke, João Felix, who's the other one? Mudryk. They're all kind of similar players. So in terms of like you're missing, obviously some people's more refined, like, sorry, no one crosses the ball in that front line like Pedro Neto. But no one's got burners like Mudryk. But no one's got tech like Sanch. But then Madueke is so direct. So I feel like even
all of them
very,
different.
They're all very similar wingers,
good though,
but they bring a little bit something.
Do you know what I think that's good is having that you can kind of adapt the team to then suit the opposition. If I need directness, I'm going Noni. If I know I've got a weak fullback that ain't got no legs, Sanch. I'm going Sanch and I'm going Mudryk. So I'm just going to get him to bomb up and down those wings.
And if you need someone to feed Nick Jack,
Pedy nets. If you just want to know someone's going to play that low block and you just need that one ball over the top every time, but perfection, you play Pedy nets. So I feel like for Chelsea, and I think that's what Maresca has been doing. And that's why I feel like they've been doing well the last few weeks because he's been able to adapt his mostly wingers to suit. His back line hasn't changed too much.
This is the game where he started to play Caicedo at right back. And I was very confuzzled because Malagusto was on the bench.
Now, this is the thing, the Malagusto situation, the only thing I could probably think is that he's either nursing an injury or he's not fully fit. Because on a normal day, you're starting Gusto. He was probably their most consistent player last season by a country mile, actually, aside from Cole.
Do you think that he's playing Caicedo at right back because he wants Caicedo on the pitch, but he also wants to play Enzo Fernandez?
Yes, and he definitely has an allegiance to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez needs to go. If you said to me between Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, who's the weak link, Enzo Fernandez has to go.
100%.
I think
he wants to go Spain anyway.
Now, you know how I feel. I've said it before, but Enzo Fernandez for me is not up to scratch for the Premier League. Yeah. I don't think he's a poor player. I just don't think that he is.
He wants to play the
advanced enough. He plays football too slow.
He wants.
He would tear it up at Madrid.
That little.
He'd be great. He'd suit them so bad. But I just think at Chelsea, in the Premier League in general, can't run.
No, not.
But what I would say, I'm also not a big fan of the double pivot, as we all know.
No, we don't like the double pivot.
And I'm not sure about.
But do you know why I feel like they have to play the double pivot? Because
the backline's poor.
Yes, but that's not what I was going to say. Because Cole Palmer is so commanding, playing another cam alongside Cole Palmer will not work. Because Cole just needs to operate in his own section. Just don't go there. Just don't put no one there. Which is why I was intrigued to see how Fernandez and Lavia and Palmer in the middle is going to work, because Fernandez obviously is more attack-minded.
Definitely.
Even though he wears that 8, that boy is not an 8.
He's not an 8 by any stretch of the imagination.
So that's why I was intrigued to see. But it seemed to balance out fairly well.
It did. No, it was okay.
It didn't seem like they were stepping on each other's toes. Because that's what I think about with Cole. Like, Just give the boy his own section. Let him cook.
If you look at Chelsea as a whole, I think massively you can see that there is a big difference between their defensive and attacking play.
I think
attacking play excellent, defensively still very poor.
I know. Do you know what? I don't think
in that particular game they actually played well.
Their fullbacks are good. So Gusto and Cucurella are two banging fullbacks.
It's the centre backs.
They need to work
and the goalkeeper.
Oh, definitely the keeper.
Centre backs and the goalkeeper are a big problem.
Whoa.
Big problem.
Whoa.
They leak them so many. It's almost like because they were saying that Chelsea are the highest scoring Premier League team so far. And I'm like, yeah, because the scoring the goals ain't the problem. But if you actually look at Chelsea's game, there's so many games that are so close because you cannot defend. It's almost like they have to score so many to give themselves a buffer.
Of course.
Because it's like almost every game, there's some sort of defensive problem.
Yeah. Is there some sort of goalkeeper problem?
It's between the goalkeeper and the two centre-backs.
Yeah.
Which is usually Colwill and Tosin.
No,
Colwill and...
No, it's Colwill and Fofana.
And Tosin, Fofana, and also Benoit.
He wants...
Yeah, exactly. Them three.
He wants to play Fofana and Colwill. However, Fofana's legs is made of biscuit.
Yeah.
Biscuit's even generous. It's made of cotton wool.
It's really bad.
It's really bad. So he can't play more than 3 games. And he brought on Benoit in this game.
Benoit.
I'm surprised that they didn't concede.
I think she was so bad.
Benoit, he has to go back to the French league. I'm sorry.
You've got to go back to
Lyon
or Lille or
got to go back to Lille.
Go back to Lille.
It's really not
really bad. So that's my thing with Chelsea. Attacking play great, but defensively and goalkeeper situation is a massive
And I
massive
hate to
issue.
say it, but that goal from Enzo Fernandez. Trivella, you know.
And that's what I have to say. I can't sit here and say that Enzo Fernandez is a poor footballer.
He's not.
He's just a bit off the mark.
He's not.
You see what it is, yeah?
He's not like Premier League.
Do you know what I would say? You see in that game, the game was quite slow in terms of Villa did not threaten Chelsea near as much as they would have.
No.
So we had time to, play about on the ball and da-da-da. When it's a tough game like the Man Cities, the Arsenals, the Liverpool, and everyone's flying out the trap, the man looks like he can't even think on his toes.
He can't even get out of the centre circle. He's confused.
So I think that's what it is. So that was a perfect example of, yes, you will see great moments from Enzo, but not in those high-pressure situations. He needs it in a nice, slow, sunny afternoon.
Yeah.
Which is why he needs to go play in the continent.
For real.
Right.
This English football's not
Villa, on the other hand, poor. That was a poor performance from Villa.
From front to back,
it was really poor.
Because Martinez nearly gave... It should have been 4, really. Martinez gave Nick Jack a chance on a plate. And he somehow he managed to avenge himself. But also, Ollie Watkins missed 2 sitters. And other than Ollie Watkins, there wasn't really much threat on the Chelsea goal. I was like, guys, what's going on? My fantasy team is actually screaming right now. I need some Ollie Watkins goals because he's about to come straight out the team.
Watkins, he had to go for
me. I think he's got to go soon.
Too inconsistent. For me, I found that he was too inconsistent for his price tag.
Yeah, well,
that was my issue.
The pricing on fantasy, actually, pause this conversation. We'll pick it up next week because
we'll get
the pricing.
Thieving fucking Canaries, they're really bad.
Lords. But yeah, I don't know, man. Villa,
Chelsea are giving underdog.
We were saying it though. The Champions League is killing Villa. I think
that is the problem. Literally, they are this season's Newcastle.
Just that I feel like they don't have the injuries though that Newcastle had.
No,
they don't. Because look, Matty Cash is back.
It's not really an injury problem. I just think they're tired. So that you may not be injured, but you can see that they're a bit lackluster.
Raw. Do you see he came on? Emi Buendia came on.
Is it? I didn't know he was even still at the club.
I didn't know he was fit.
Buendia.
Yeah, man.
That must be his first start of the season, no? I ain't seen that man play football this season. Surely not.
Must be his first start for months.
Hey.
I mean, not start, appearance even.
Anyway, that brings us on to the final blockbuster of Sunday.
The best day of
to wrap up game week 13.
This has to be the best week of football.
This is the best week of football.
You're telling me we beat Madrid at Anfield. Then we come back to Anfield.
It wasn't, let me just say as well, preface this, it wasn't just, let me tell you something now.
Manchester City got dismantled.
They need to start, because you know why? I've been holding my tongue, yeah?
Hold your tongue.
Let me tell you why, because everyone wants to start with me. I start going on about Liverpool.
Here she goes.
All I heard from week 1 till about week 9 was, don't matter because you ain't played no one big yet. You ain't played no one important yet.
We actually played United very early doors.
We did. But people was like, but even when we beat United, but it's just United. It's always a but. I said, okay, cool. So we've now got...
When we had the run of death.
Okay, because we've now got... Was it Leipzig?
We had Leipzig. Leverkusen. Brighton twice.
City. Real Madrid. All in the space of, 7 weeks? Back to back. Yeah. You ain't getting a tougher game week than Madrid and City in the space of 5 days.
Bearing in mind that we had to fight tooth and nail to beat Southampton because Southampton decided they wanted to be playing Arsenal football.
People want to yap and talk about Liverpool haven't played anyone decent, so it's almost...
Bring me someone bigger than those two.
So talk to me now.
And don't talk to me about, but they weren't informed though, because you should show up for Liverpool.
Talk to me now.
You should show up
because this is another thing that I'm hearing, and I'm going to get, before we even get into Liverpool, but Madrid's got injuries. But City's got injuries. I've had no goalkeeper for 11 games. Right. And not just any goalkeeper, and very influential, one of the best goalkeepers in the league.
My fullback was out
and couldn't play midweek. My replacement fullback is now also out.
Right. Because he played so well.
Right. So I've got no fullback on the right hand side.
Right.
I've had no Diogo Jota for about 6 weeks.
Guys, can we please get
I'm being forced to I'm having to play Nunes in the 9 or Diaz in the 9
because Gaka's got to play on the wing.
Harvey Elliott, who was playing how many games, fractured his foot.
Foot's written off.
So when people are saying to me about injury, we ain't had no injuries. How can you not say Liverpool's had key injuries? Of all those players,
we had no Konate.
I've got no Konate. So that may even say that. So Konate starts. In terms of starting players, Konate starts, Alisson starts, Trent starts, Jota starts.
Yeah. Yep.
Exactly. Right? And before he got injured, Harvey Elliott starts. So how can you sit here and tell me Liverpool don't have injury problem?
Exactly.
Delusional.
But
just
say you don't want to see us succeed.
But I think as well, because we're not struggling.
Yeah.
In terms of we don't look crying down about it. We're just handling business. No one noticed it. We have key injuries. If anything, we've had key injuries for a longer period of time.
City's got one injury. And that's Rodri.
And this is we've
talked about Rodri enough in this.
So this is why I get annoyed. This is why I get annoyed, because I'm sick of the excuses. Exactly. Why can't people just hold their hands up and say, do you know what?
We played
Liverpool are playing good football and they deserve the top spot.
It's
like they can't bear it to say it. And that brings us on nicely.
Silly question.
Because
Liverpool in the title race?
Of course, Liverpool are the title race. We are the title race. Exactly. We've always been the title race. And I tell you why I say Liverpool always the title race. Before Liverpool, it would have just been Man City would have been winning the league in March.
You see that season where we fell off, where he was challenging Arsenal.
Challenging. Look how soon City won the league. Season 8 league game. 5 games to play, City's already won the league.
And that was even when they had a 10-point gap.
So when I say Liverpool are the title race, without Liverpool Football Club, a title race doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Period.
People underestimate the effects of City Pool, That fixture dictates the league.
And that brings us on. So we said, obviously going into this game, we had the opportunity to, if we win, to go, was it 11 points clear?
11 points clear of City.
8
points clear.
It would have been 9 on Arsenal.
9 points clear of Arsenal.
9 on Arsenal, but we always say on City because we all know Arsenal are relevant.
We don't give a toss about City.
We
don't give a toss about Arsenal.
So we always compare it to City, because really, as a Liverpool fan, the only person I think can really go toe-to-toe with us is City.
And only now Chelsea is coming through. Let's see if Chelsea can.
But we'll see, as I said. But obviously, things that we'll see.
I don't mind having another title threat. Like, honestly, if God forbid, but if we were to lose the league to Chelsea, fairs, because they're the only one that's putting up a challenge.
You spent £10 billion. You better win something.
Anyway, I was gonna say, but also we're going through the end of an era, bro.
Anyway, so off the back of the Madrid win, confidence is high.
I just can't lie, I was stressed.
It's always a stressful fixture. I will always say,
this fixture makes me
I have seen City be in poor form and still turn up to play us and give us a game of our life.
Of course.
And vice versa with Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, so many times with Liverpool that we've played so terribly bad.
And somehow nick a result.
We get points against City, get a draw or something.
But like I would say in the last, I'd even go as far to the last 7 years, this is the most confident I've been walking into a City game.
Mm-hmm.
But also I think we look the most confident.
Yeah.
We have not dominated City like that, in no exaggeration, about 5 years.
Gary Neville said it during the game. He said it was a 0-0 battering before we scored the first goal. Them first 10 minutes,
we were on them. They could not even get out of their half.
Oh my God.
To the point where I'm pissed that we didn't score earlier.
We should have put 5 behind.
Like, bear in mind, the first goal did come in 12 minutes. We're acting like we didn't score until 35.
Know,
but it was such an intense period of day. Honestly, that scoreline could have easily been 5 or 6-0.
We just didn't put away our chances. Also, going into this game, Edison was dropped.
Yes, which was a big call.
Flabbergasted. I said, "Oh,
he's been pulled."
I said, "Sorry," but out of all them players on the pitch, yeah, Edison getting dropped first was not what I was expecting.
But I see
also,
why.
I say that, but then also, like, the back line, you can't drop the back line because there's no one else.
So Diaz comes back in.
Well, you need some sort of law and order in the squad, so you have to have Diaz back. You have to, because who's commanding that back line?
Lewis gets pushed into midfield.
Yeah, because he had to get out of the back line too. It's not
looking good, Brev.
Ake and Akanji, liability 1 and 2 at the back. When I saw the back line, I was very excited. I said, "Oh my gosh, this is hell."
I just thought, do you know what? We can really give these a hard time here.
100%.
And we did. I think we played immense. That is the best I've seen us play City in years.
100.
Dominated from minute 1.
Virgil should have had a hat-trick.
Literally a hat-trick of headers at that.
Yeah.
Dominated from minute 1. It's very rare that you see City, because this is the thing, even the games that City have lost over the last few weeks, they have still had shots. That's probably the first time where I've seen them. They look like they couldn't even get out of their own half. It was really, really, really poor from City, and it was excellent from Liverpool.
8 shots, City. 8. 2 shots on target. Have you ever heard such a thing?
Really, really poor. And I just think Liverpool deserve it. I think Slot got it right tactically from minute 1, playing Diaz through the middle.
Yeah, gave them
something else to think about.
The back line was do you know a really good game?
Sabaz. I knew she was going to say immense.
Because every time we've been talking about Sabaz in the last kind of like 6 months, we've been saying, "Rah, like, it's a big game."
And not even that, specifically Sabaz in big games.
We're like, "Rah, it's a big game. We need Sabaz to come through. We need him to be that engine right now," and he just wasn't. And I think even though City are out of form, I feel like it's still a big game, and you don't know, Haaland could do a mad thing and bag a mad brace. So I feel like having Sabaz just dominate that midfield was crazy stuff.
I agree.
Crazy stuff.
Gackers, loved him. Excellent.
Slot
direct.
knows. Maybe it's the Dutch connection. Slot knows. Do not play that boy through the middle.
On that left wing, with Salah on the opposite wing, and had Lucho through the middle.
Yeah, because I'm not being
was
funny.
Giving murder.
I think Arne knew we need to put away some chances. So sorry, Nooney, but you cannot start this game.
No, you can't start Nooney.
You need to put away some chances, and Nooney's not going to do that for you.
No,
but Diaz will.
I've got no criticism from a Liverpool point of view.
No,
Mo Salah didn't make no mistakes with burying his penalty.
What a pathetic penalty to concede as well, though.
Because it was so poor.
Right,
so
Kyle Walker, even though you never even gave away the penalty, you actually started this malarkey.
He did.
Right? Actually, no, even go back 1. Ruben Diaz actually started this malarkey. 1 ridiculous, I don't even know what he was trying to do in the middle of the park. Just play the ball out. What are you doing?
So simple. But this is my thing, just to interrupt. It's this consistent theme across this whole week. Too many back lines. If you know that you are not in a strong point defensively, whether that's Man City all the way down to Southampton, you need to go back to the basics. Stop trying to do all this fancy extracurricular activity and all this extra nonsense.
If you were smart as a City
and just
player,
kick the ball
you'd play
out.
The 1 over. You'd hope that someone, because when they brought Doku on.
They did look better. Yeah.
What if you were smart? Because at the time we scored the penalty, Doku was on. So you just play that ball over the top in between Trent and Gomez, because both of them is not fully match fit. You play it in between them. You hope Doku runs into it. Haaland gets in the box, and you hope he takes this shot. It's that simple. It is.
But you're trying to overcomplicate the basics, and that's what I will say.
But you're trying to play the ball to Rico Lewis's feet in the midfield.
Why?
Are you all right?
There's no reason to do that.
So you've now been dispossessed. Then Kyle Walker with his stupid self wants to be sliding in. your tackle got jumped. It was like it was
instantly,
nothing, literally hurdles. Then the keeper, what was he?
So poor. So
what was
poor.
The keeper doing?
I just think, do you know what? Man City as an all-round, you know what? It's a hard one because I think we've all kind of said for a few weeks, okay, they must pick up momentum now. Okay, this must be...
They must
And I just don't see the momentum getting picked up.
No, not
I'm just not seeing it. I
thought it would be better with Ruben Diaz coming back because you've actually got someone to organise.
A bit of leadership because they look like they're massively lacking leadership.
Do you think they should have played De Bruyne?
Now, I said this, and I think, and I'm just saying out of my head, I don't know for a fact. To me, there looks like there's something not quite right in terms of us outside of the football pitch, in terms of, is there a bit of friction between De Bruyne and Pep? Is there a bit of something going on? Because it just seems weird. Like,
he's out of contract.
He is, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, is there a bit of, because it just didn't make sense to me. Even if you played him for 45 minutes, and compared to when he brought De Bruyne on, he could have brought on De Bruyne 15 to 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah,
for him to make an impact. You're 2-0 down.
It's too late now.
Which is why I didn't understand.
He literally brought him on as we
scored the penalty. So in my head, I'm thinking, at the minute you're lacking creativity massively. Phil Foden looks like. But I don't even know who did this like fraud of Phil Foden, who this B-Tech Phil Foden is.
Of Phil Foden.
Yeah. You've got Haaland that looks like he's lacking confidence in front of goal. He shouldn't have opened his and one thing you should have kept his mouth shut. But what I will say is one thing about De Bruyne, he's not scared to go for a shot on his own. De Bruyne actually does got good goal conversion. So in a game of that manager, you brought on Doku now, who's bringing a bit of directness.
Yeah.
Why have you taken so long to bring on De Bruyne?
It's really bad management.
Because he looks fit. Now, this is what I mean. It's a hard one to tell with De Bruyne because of this ongoing injury. You never quite know when he is fit, not fit, half fit, God knows. But it just didn't ring right to me.
Do you know what? If I'd rather, that De Bruyne comes and gets some points off Liverpool and snaps off his hamstring while doing it, because then at least you can kind of ride that momentum into, I think they had Forest after this. You take that momentum into Forest because you need everything that you can get. I know, like I said, we're talking behind current time, but the Manc Derby is this weekend.
Which is going to be real interesting.
I'll be sat.
Real interesting. I will be sat.
The Manc Derby this weekend, I fear something sinister might happen.
There might be some upset, I fear
Ruben might clock your tea.
He might clock the tea, and I thought the same. He may just clock the tea for real.
It's not looking good, bro. Not at all. But yeah, I fear for City. It actually. Do you know why I'm even more scared? It feels like them times where like, I'm gonna make a really stupid reference. Okay, like like wrestling, yeah. When you feel like everything's going well, like. And then, when the Undertaker sits up.
And you're like, oh, it's giving Fury against Thingy-mabob. What's his name? Against Wilder. And you think, nah, surely not. This man is not still kicking and breathing.
That is how I feel about City. There's no way this team is dead.
Until I see it with my eyes, I'm not writing it off. And that's why I will continue to say points clear against City.
Until May.
Until I see that table on the final day and I see 38 games played and then what's there, I don't believe it.
Facts. I need full time at every single game.
I don't care because I've seen City do the remarkable too many times. So we'd all be stupid to sit here and say that's City written off. However, I will say I've never seen this from City before.
No one has. Never happened.
So there's obviously something going on.
Can't lie, the league is wide open.
Wide open.
Because even though Liverpool are quote unquote cruising, we still have it in us to drop points. We have not been playing good football.
We will still drop points.
Of course we will.
There will still be injuries. There's still and that's just not for Liverpool. That's for everyone.
Guys, it's only Christmas. Stop saying.
I think why everyone's talking about it is because I think Liverpool have shocked everyone and even us as Liverpool fans of how comfortable they look under Slot so soon. I think everyone thought it was gonna be more. I need to
watch some inside training.
I feel like everyone thought and was accepting of the fact that it was gonna be a bit more of like an Amorim.
Yeah.
Like take a season. This is gonna be a new philosophy. Take a season. We might do a 5th or 6th finish, but there's a lot of things that need to be.
Do you know what? I thought we would still finish top 4.
I did think top 4, but I'm saying as a whole, I think because
we like because we didn't really lose any players. So even though we lost the manager, we didn't really lose any players. So I feel like it's much easier, like, because I feel like if all goes to hell, you kind of just play clock football kind of until you think, because everyone knows the system and obviously it's done us well. So then, like, even though Slot would implement his thing, you always had that to fall back on.
No, that's true. And that's why I do think...
Whereas I feel like
But I think that's why it is such a big deal. You have nothing, because Liverpool weren't in the shit the way Man U was when Slot took over. But I do think everyone is shocked. Number one 100%. Is how quickly Slot seems to have clocked himself. It seems amazed that he's clocked the Premier League T so soon. I think he's shocked by, obviously, the demise of Man City.
But I think, do you know what, as well?
And Arsenal, because they had their time.
Slot does his homework, though. So I think over that summer break, when he got appointed to the first game of the season, I think Slot was with books. He had the books open, the video open. He was looking in because he said, listen, this league is not one to be played with, and this club is not one to be messed about with.
And this is it. So I think that's why it is so much of a talking point, because I don't think anyone thought that Liverpool would be in this position so comfortably. And then on top of it, Arsenal have had their bad time and Man City seem to continue to get worse and worse. And then who would have thought it was going to be Chelsea, of all people, in the mix?
I thought it'd be
that
Tottenham.
Finished 12th last time.
I thought it'd be Tottenham.
So there we go. So I think that's why it's a talking point. But I'm excited.
There's a couple teams up there, you know. Forest up
there.
I
didn't expect. There's a lot of people. Villa, I didn't expect to fall off the way they've been falling off.
I was thinking of another team as well. Brighton's
in the mix.
Percy's cooking, don't
So this is it. So it's interesting. Listen, the league is still wide open. Do I think Liverpool will win the Premier League?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say, as I've always said, I haven't seen Liverpool. Do I think that Liverpool are in a great position to win the league? Yes. Do I think is it Liverpool's league to lose?
No.
If things carry on, I would say yes. Only because I feel like Liverpool look the most well-rounded to me at the moment.
But I think when we get to February, then you can start asking me, is it Liverpool's to lose or not?
100%.
Because I think right now, the amount of games that we have coming up, and when I say we, I mean as in the league as a whole, the amount of games and the amount of fixtures and the proximity, the frequency of fixtures that's coming, we're bound to drop. I just know we're going to drop points. It'd be ridiculous to think we're not going to drop points.
100%.
After that absolutely horrific run of fixtures, you think we're going to go into, even though the fixtures arguably are going to be easier, we're definitely going to drop points, bro.
No, I agree.
I just know.
No, I do agree.
So I think it's too thing to say, is it Arsenal?
Yeah, it's early doors, but as a Liverpool fan, we're enjoying it. As Brentford fans, we're enjoying it.
Yeah, Brentford's cooking.
There's a lot of good football on our
Brentford
side.
Brentford just need to work out how to win away.
Yes, the away form is absolutely abysmal.
The away form's really bad.
Right.
It's giving Wolverhampton.
I won't be going there. No, I'm not going away game. No. But yes, week 13 delivered, and another week in the Premier League, another week in Liverpool top of the table. What can we say?
So next week we're doing a double whammy.
We're hitting you with a double whammy next week.
But that's because we have to. Just know that next week's title is going to be Two Girls, One Christmas Fixture. That's what it's going to be called, because we've got a midweek game week and then a weekend.
So we've got plenty of content to cover next week. So we will be there next week. Tell your mum to tell your dad. Tell your mum to tell your dad, to tell your auntie and third cousin removed.
Lock in, bro.
To lock in.
Because we got some serious content coming.
So you better be there.
Or be square.
Peas up.
8 down.